So today we have a different sort of video. We have an unboxing video, and today we are taking a look at the new pinpointer from Dr Otek, which is the MT6 Pro. As yet unreleased to the general public, although there are a few other review clips on and around YouTube, one of which I saw and thought that looks like an interesting pinpointer. I wonder if I could get hold of one to review for the channel and to give everybody a quick overview of how the pinpointer works, some of the unique functionality within it, and yeah, take it out in the field and see how we get on with it. So I've unboxed it only because it's fairly tightly in the actual box when you take into account that there is a holster with it, standard sort of holster you get with most detectors. So I'm not with most pinpointers, sorry, not detectors. So I'm not going to go into too much with that. We'll put that to one side for now. The pinpointer does come with a lanyard, and in my case the lanyard was already attached, but attaches to the top where the battery compartment is, and you also get your standard small user manual for the pinpointer. The pinpointer itself, it's a very nicely designed pinpointer. So as you can see, it's quite a, I guess it's quite a striking design in black and red. The red part is, it's not entirely rubberized per se, but it's definitely got a different sort of grippy texture to it, which is very nice. The blade stroke tip part has got a soil scraper on it here, you can see there. It's also got a sort of measure on it as well, so you've got inches and centimeters on there, I believe, so you can judge the depth to a degree. You can see the texture on the grip of the handle here, so nice grip to it. Like I said, it seems to be being very well designed and thought through, at least from a design point of view. The detection field, like on most pinpointers, is 360 and tip. So you get the benefit when you're scraping around the hole, finding it from all directions. And as you can see, it also has an LCD screen on, which is becoming more common on high-end pinpointers, and is a feature that I think we'll see more of as we sort of move forward. Just on the box, it's a standard sort of pinpointer oblong box. Picture of the MT6 Pro, some of the features, which I won't go into and won't read parrot fashion, but it's got a balance key which we'll come on to, which is again is a unique feature for the MT6 Pro, and to be honest, it was that I wanted to have a look at and play with. Said usual in terms of design, in terms of the key components, so large search area, 360, there's a scraper, there's an LED light, which I'll show you on in a minute, the LED signal strength, the balance key, which I'll come on to in later, an on-off and mode key, and then the usual battery cover. It is IP68 waterproof, so it's good for most circumstances, and I think it will even go into shallow water without any great issues. So yeah, so let's crack on and have a look at the actual detector and turn it on. So the pinpointer turned on using this button on the side here. So you've got, it comes on, you've got a white light showing that it's on. Also you can see the LED light has come on, so you've got an LED light for searching in darker holes. You can turn the LED light off by double clicking the power button. Double click, it comes back on. So a fairly easy function to turn the light on and off. To turn the pinpointer back off, you just hold the button and it beeps and turns off. Turn it back on, and we're back on. So you can see that the white light is there, so we're on. Do that, you can see that the LED works and shows how close you are to the signal, useful in the hole. It has 3 modes of operation, like most pinpointers. So you have, and these are all controlled by pressing the mode button once. So you have beep, vibrate only, and beep and vibrate. And those are the 3, and they're controlled by, and you can cycle through them by just pressing the mode stroke power button once. So the other button is used to balance, is how it's described in the manual, the pinpointer. Press that and it'll go green. Now balance is probably the wrong word to be used here, because what it's actually doing is scanning for EMI and adjusting the sensitivity of the pinpointer based on the EMI present. So what it's actually doing is giving you a more stable performance based on the EMI around you. So you can run it without having balanced it, and you can run it with balancing it. I would suggest balancing it helps because you will have a more stable operation. You know it's balanced because it goes green. You can turn it off and it goes back to white, so it's now not balanced the EMI. Do it again and you get that. Now there is a difference in how it works, so we'll come on to that in a moment when I'll do some very simple air tests just for give you a depth and a comparison of how it works from that way around. So the next thing we're going to do is have a quick depth test. Now obviously these are air test conditions, so completely false. I don't normally like doing air tests, so don't represent the ground conditions, but just to demo, I guess, the 2 modes, balanced and unbalanced, and see what it does to the depth. And don't forget, when in balance mode, that light goes green, and the operation of the pinpointer is more stable because it's scanned the EMI and has found a better balance across the EMI to remove some of that interference. So first up, we have a nice chunky George V half crown. So this big signal from that point of view. Let's see where we get to. So that's hitting in the unbalanced mode at just over 3 inches. It's pretty good depth for a pinpointer. So if I move that to the balance mode, remember you just press that button there once, it goes green. So it's now scanned and is balanced the EMI, and see what that does to the performance. So we've lost a little bit of depth, but we're at about 2.5 inches. So only a little bit of depth, but obviously the stability of the pinpointer has been moved. And obviously as you get closer you can see the LED screen, the bars going up. That's with a half crown. On the opposite end of the spectrum we have another George V coin. This one is a little tiny silver 3p. See where that gets picked up. Let's go back into unbalanced mode first and do it that way around. So unbalanced mode, I mean that's a tiny little coin, and it's flat on obviously, which is the ideal for a pinpointer. That's 2.5 inches in unbalanced mode. In balance mode, again click it, goes green, and we changes to, where we're going to get it to, about 1.75 inches. So again, lose a little bit of depth. Not always the worst thing with a pinpointer, but increases stability of the operation. And then for the last coin we have a hammered coin. See where we get to that. We'll flip back onto the unbalanced mode first. It's a reasonably, I think, reasonably chunky hammered coin, half groat maybe, something like that. Anyway, in unbalanced we pick it up just shy of the 3 inch mark, and then in balance mode we pick it up at the 2-inch mark. So you do lose some depth when you change between balanced and unbalanced. However, stability of the machine pinpointer is improved according to everything I've got from Dr Otek. So I guess that part is going to be better tested in the field. But an unusual feature on a pinpointer to have, in essence, in the EMI balancing function, which I don't think exists on anything else on the market at the minute. As I said, this is a new design. I don't think it's available for public sale as yet. So first impressions of the MT6 Pro pinpointer from Dr Otek is that it's a very well designed pinpointer. There some good features that you would expect from any pinpointer, but it's also got a AMI sensitivity leveling mechanism that I don't think is found on any other, or at least most that I know about, pinpointers, and depth from the air tests, accepting the air tests are just that. Looks great as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting this into the field and to seeing what it's like when it's used in the ground and in the holes, see how we get on with it at that level as well. So thanks to Dr Otek for sending me a review copy. Should point out at this point that I'm not paid or anything in terms of this review, so it's completely my own opinion. If I do find anything that I think is worth calling out on a negative side with the pinpointer in the field, then I will post those in other videos. But so far, so good. Liking the new pinpointer.